In the early 1960s, India faced severe intelligence setbacks. The failure to predict the Sino-Indian War of 1962 and Operation Gibraltar in 1965 exposed critical vulnerabilities in the intelligence setup. The Intelligence Bureau, India's primary intelligence agency at the time, had become too political and ineffective. Recognizing the urgent need for a more focused and professional intelligence agency, the Indian government under Indira Gandhi bifurcated the Intelligence Bureau, established the Research and Analysis Wing or RAW in 1968. It was to be a distinct wing, separate from the Intelligence Bureau, free from political interference and tasked solely with external intelligence. Rameshwar Nath Kao, a man of exceptional intellect and vision, was handpicked to lead this new agency. He took charge when things started to get heated up in the subcontinent, especially in East Pakistan, now Bangladesh. His instructions from Indira Gandhi were crisp and clear. Put the RAW on a war footing to counter the espionage activity of the ISI, the CIA, and the MSS of China. Assist in the breakup of Pakistan by extending support to the Bangladeshi rebels in their fight for self-determination. 3 years later, in 1971, the orders had been carried out to the letter. RAW successfully circumvented the Washington-Islamabad-Peking axis to infiltrate East Pakistan and establish contact with the rebels. And with the surrender of the Pakistani army at Dhaka on 16 December 1971, the breakup of Pakistan was complete. Within just 3 years, Kao had transformed RAW into a professional organization that stood shoulder to shoulder with the CIA and the MI6. How was Kao able to pull this off? Kao's success in transforming RAW can be credited to the core team that he handpicked, along with Shankaran Nair, his number 2, a former officer of the Indian Imperial Police Force. Affectionately referred to as Kaoboys, this team comprised of highly dedicated and motivated officers whose names are withheld up to this day for security reasons. Apart from the success on the ground, perhaps the greatest achievement of this team was in taking control of the narrative when it came to the conflict in East Pakistan. One must remember that this was the Cold War era and Pakistan was a close ally of the United States and China, both of which were hostile to India. Notwithstanding the 3 million murders and rapes committed by the Pakistani leadership under Operation Searchlight, the leadership in both these countries viewed India as the troublemaker who was trying to break up Pakistan. They agreed with the military dictatorship in Pakistan that the trouble in East Pakistan and the exodus of refugees was a result of evil Indian designs. And India's close affinity to the Soviet regime in Moscow only added to this hostility. The diplomatic media machinery in both these countries went into an overdrive, painting India as the evil imperial Satan with aggressive designs in East Pakistan. And this is where Kao and his team bit off their heads. Strike your enemy where he thinks he is the strongest, and thou shalt take the field. The Kaoboys lived by this maxim. The PSY-WAR, or the Psychological Warfare Division of RAW, took on the American and Chinese bulls by their horns and tails. Acting in concert with the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting, as well as the army, they were able to penetrate the civil society in East Pakistan and establish covert networks and resistance teams. In the aftermath of Operation Searchlight, when the ground opinion turned against Pakistan, these covert networks became the eyes and ears for the Indian military establishment. Government bureaucrats, civil servants, and even military officers in East Pakistan provided vital information on Pakistani troop movements and war plans that enabled the Indian war machine, especially the Air Force, to achieve complete domination over East Pakistan. They also kept the RAW updated on the atrocities, murders, and rapes being committed by the Pakistani army, meaning that the Kaoboys had a never-ending supply of material on their desks for their information war. While the taps at CIA and MSS ran dry, this ensured that the international spotlight was kept focused on the atrocities committed by the Pakistani army in East Pakistan and the consequent refugee exodus to India. Despite massive efforts by the United States and China to depict India as the instigator, RAW's strategic dissemination of information highlighted the truth. The global community saw the reality of Pakistan's actions, and support for India's intervention grew. The success of RAW in 1971 was not just a military victory, but a testament to the power of truth and resilience. It marked the rise of an agency that from its inception had turned the narrative around, proving that with the right leadership and dedication, even the most significant challenges could be overcome. Join us in honoring the unsung heroes of India's intelligence community. Subscribe to our channel to learn more about their incredible stories and their invaluable contributions to our nation's security.